Hey everyone, welcome to the live stream. Hope you guys are feeling good today. Hope you're ready for a lot of action in the markets, or at least after today, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of action in the markets. How's everyone going out there? Yes, I know, 2 minutes late, but it's okay. I'm here now. Yeah, I think there was something, I don't know exactly what was going on there, but I had some tech difficulties. Let's just make sure this works. Just trying to set up. Hello, everyone. Great to have you here. So many people here. All the usuals coming through. Excellent stuff. So, yeah. All right. What did we see in terms of earnings so far? Well, Qualcomm, guys. Qualcomm finally came to life. Did you see? My goodness. Thank God. It's finally gotten to a new, or almost new high, if it does confirm 146.65. Wow, Qualcomm, it's been sitting there for a while, not doing much, but it did have a good earnings. Now, I actually shared something with the private community here today, and it talked about how Qualcomm outperforms the S&P over July to the October period, statistically over a period of time. Now, the importance of that, I thought, was when you see a good technical and you've got, let's call it actionable data that comes across over a 20-year period. If you see both together, then you can always have a little bit more faith. Now, the way you play a trade like this, when you know it's not a hyper stock, let's say, might be you only expect a 7-8% move, and you might expect it over a month or 2 months. Now, I consider that a great return over that period. However, if you want bigger returns, of course, there's different ways of playing it. There's different option styles that you can play. There's credit styles you can play. There's spreads that you can put through. There's many ways of taking advantage of a market condition. I think this is something I just wanted to quickly discuss here at the start. We've always got a theme of the day, and today's theme is, of course, earnings. However, this is another one that I want to bring up, which is that we're going to go into a period of less, let's call it, volatility, and less, 10%, 20% resets. Once you get past, let's say, year 1, year 2, maybe year 3 of this bull market cycle that's going through here, let's call it year 1, year 2, from the, the bottom, the March period, all the way to now, plus another year, we are going to experience a time where things slow down. And the way that you're going to need to be able to make money is going to change. It's not going to be as easy as just going, I'm going to buy the dip and I'm going to hold it for 6 months and make 20%. That may not be the reality of the next couple of years. So remember, there's many ways of taking advantage of these types of trades, and congratulations to people that still are in Qualcomm, 146.72. Not bad to get 3% today, and hopefully it starts running to the 155 area. I would love that. Wouldn't that be good? Now, what else is going on? Well, of course, guys, we're slightly green here in the morning. It was up, down, and all around yesterday, wasn't it? Wow. Up, down, and all around. 15,020. Do I think much about this level? Not really. I think the best thing to do is probably to load in the QQQ and just to consider what the market's doing here. Debt ceiling in the US. Do you guys think it's a big thing? Do you think that it's going to become a problem? Remember, it's on the horizon. I think the debt ceiling ends this month, and they've got to talk about it. And we all know that, well, it was obviously famously causing market issues back 2011, etc., etc., etc. Will it cause issues again? Time will be told. Will it cause a shutdown? We don't know. So that's something that's, I always say there's always an issue in plain sight. Is that suddenly the discussion point? I will be talking about it a little bit in tomorrow's video, but what do you guys think? Do you think it's a non-event? Do you think it'll create volatility in the market? Let me know right now. Always great to have your opinions as a community. I love hearing what you guys have to say. Bill Mavis says, "G'day, Tom. Love your work. What the hell happened to silver price today?" We'll take a look at silver very, very soon. And we'll take a look at gold as well. And we've got a few people saying we want to check Sava. Well, let's have a quick look at Sava. Oh, well, firstly, let's finish the QQQ. So if the QQQ goes higher and closes daily bullish, let's say today, I guess we're going to have a good Friday as well. This is an indecision candle. If it closes bearish, then of course I would expect the next day to go bearish. Indecision candle followed by decision made. has a tendency to be statistically likely to go in that direction. Now, is it an incredibly strong signal? Depends where it comes in. You know, if it was here on the trend line and you had indecision, then you had another indecision style candle, and then it closed below, I would say highly statistically likely that it continues to sell off. If you have two indecision candles and then you close bullish like this on a trend line, highly statistically likely it will go another green day after. That's the kind of day trade that you're certainly looking for. This one in the middle of nowhere, it's not as good, but when you do get a decision either way, it usually should be backed up by another nice session, or at least another nice session that will push it higher over that next 3-day period. Hopefully that does occur. Let's now check out here and see, we've got here their real debt ceiling is at another galaxy, says Valdo Ryan. Yeah, it certainly could be. Sava here, so up pre-market 5%. Congratulations for people that were taking this one. Who took this one yesterday? Did anyone get into it? Nothing really wrong with the trade. We talked about it at some decent length. Great trade there. Congratulations. Beautiful open. We talked about how we expected it to be explosive because of the rejection candles, because of course of the time and everything that was going on. And I guess it did explode out of the gates there a little bit and then come back throughout the day. It's going to be up 5.11%, at least from what I can see here in the futures, if that's correct. So yeah, nice one. If you found that, good trade. Well done. Let's go around some things. So dollar index firstly. Dollar index broke underneath the 20, got a daily close underneath there. It's now at the daily 50. Pretty weak here. Seasonally, dollar should be weak. A lot of people are saying, Tom, golden cross, Tom, this and that. Look, the thing with the dollar index is the weekly looked really great. You know, I will say this. The weekly looked pretty good. But in terms of saying that the double bottom is in play, double bottom's not in play until you break through the intervening peak. And the intervening peak's here. So all of this action here can quickly be reversed in the dollar, but this is quite sick right now. I'm not particularly trading dollar at the moment. I don't have any strong bias on it. I guess I liked it above here for some day trades. I don't like the way it's coming down action-wise. But what this is good for is some seasonable strengths. Gold and of course silver being another one. So we talked about gold at some great length. Anyone in gold? We'll ask the community now while I read it. Anyone in these things at the moment? Let me know. It's down to 127 in the pre. Is that earnings? Is Sava in earnings? I mean, I don't have this stock. So why is it 145? What the hell is this thing doing? Let me check here. I'm confused. Pre says 147. Hey? I don't understand. Is Sava 127, guys, or is Sava 147? I hate news releases. We want to see AMD, Tom? We've got AMD covered. We'll do that very, very soon. So gold, really good trade. Yeah, really good trade. I like everything about this trade. I wouldn't have personally scaled in until this point here. The reason why is because we didn't get a closure. Until we get a closure, I'm not really keen on taking potential. But this is very strong. As you can see here, it seems to be blasting through the 1825 level. I expect it to hit 1830, maybe a little bit of selling off there. But yeah, overall, this is a very strong kind of break here. It's getting through all. I love it because it gets through lower highs and then it also gets through previous resistances. This is technical 101 trading. You know, if I was to go and say, hey, that's something that I like every time. Yeah, I like it every time. I like it every time. It's got all the hallmarks of great investing or great trading. Some of the hallmarks are weakening looking market. You'll be able to tell a lot of people have been closing positions, getting short, getting scared. So you know the mentality of everybody is weakness is coming. And that's the reality. I mean, it was finding weakness here. But when something snaps off this, you've got to think, where is everybody? They've all got stop losses up here, guys. And you know what the tendency of retail traders is to do with gold? Is while they are generally tendency to be like long, what will happen is the shorters will pull back their shorts and they'll keep getting crushed. They'll keep getting crushed and they'll let their accounts get exploded by pacing one bad position. So when it goes what you think is opposite to the general consensus and you see this kind of breakout, it usually is quite impulsive, quite strong, good looking trade. Sava 148. Yeah, guys. Come on now. The Sava is good. You guys trolling me over there. Either way, I'm very, very happy with a couple of these trades. Gold, excellent. Let's move over to silver. Silver's coming in good here as well. Do I like silver as much? No, not from the technical perspective. I'd still like silver to do a lot more action for me. So I think gold is the better one, but silver will give you a bigger percentage. Remember, it's kind of like Bitcoin versus ADA or Bitcoin versus Ethereum. If you're going to trade gold, you're going to get 1-2%. If you then trade the silver and you think silver's going to go in the same direction, generally they will. Silver will be kind of like the more aggressive beast. That might go 2, 3, 4, 5% when gold only does 2. So yeah, I think it's more reacting to the gold move. It's all about dollar index weakness, and that's definitely the story there. That is definitely the story there. Let's see what everyone else is saying about that debt ceiling. No worries, conscious investing. Sorry for the confusion, he says. That's all good, yeah. Excellent. Thank you very much to the community there about that. We've got a question coming in from Fool in Japan. It says, Uncle Warren is correct about greedy when others are fearful. That's true. That's true. Of course. Makes sense. But don't be greedy in depressions. You don't want to be greedy then. Be fearful always in depressions. We're not in that at this stage. So let's talk about these markets. So everything's coming in strong. US 500, 0.2% on the fake market futures. US 100, 0.04. I'm going to be looking at the Nasdaq to really give us a clear direction here. The long leg doji is the thing from the start that we were talking about. Gold continues to rally here. Hopefully can get to 1830. If you're in that, well done to you guys. TLT, which is of course the bonds, the 20-year bonds. That's a little bit weaker here this morning, 0.56 down. Makes some sense when you put the market up, but it's still trudging along, still kind of slowly moving up. That's fine. Go over to the VIX. The VIX is coming down. Seasonally, this is a very strong time for the VIX. Now, a lot of people say, oh, Tom, do you TA the VIX? Do you look at the technical levels and trade them and stuff like that? No, I think the VIX is random. I mean, some people might say, oh, there's a trend line here and I'm trading it up, and maybe you're correct. I don't know, but I don't tend to trade it. I just tend to understand that if it's doing certain things or if it's too low for too long, etc., that I might start positioning in, let's call it hedge contracts that are very cheap. So it's all about like anything. If you a lot of you guys probably don't know this, and I'll give you some top tips of advice, is that you can cyclically buy stuff for your house. So you might not know this, but certain times of the year are cheaper than others to buy a fridge. Certain times of the year, and there's websites out there, you can go do the clickety-clack on the keyboards right now, and you'll find that there's actually websites that show you when it's cheaper to buy things. Might save you a couple of $100. But why I say that is because when everybody else is doing something, maybe you don't want to be the person doing that. When everyone isn't doing something, you might be the one that wants to do it. And that's what kind of Warren Buffett brings into a lot of his philosophy, the greedy, fearful thing. And I bring into a philosophy also with volatility. If we've got, let's say, a market that's in a volatile time and we have the VIX at 12 or something like that, and I believe there's a chance that we're too far away from the moving average, like we talked about the other day, where you've got the moving average down here and price is 15% away from it, would I be putting in hedges at that point? You better bet you. Yeah, absolutely. Why wouldn't you? Why would you not put in hedges at that point when it's cheap to do so? Spreads, butterflies, really cheap kind of concepts. So, selling credit potentially, these are things that you can think about when other people aren't thinking about them, as long as you see the right amount of signs. Now, you might be wrong for a period, and that's kind of like the Michael Burry, he's wrong for a period, but he's obviously got an inflation play here, and right now he's completely wrong. Will he be? It's very possible he might be correct, but he's a little bit too early in this case, but at least he's, looking at it before anyone's looking at it. And sometimes if he's doing the right analysis, he might be there before everybody. It certainly can work. Can we not super chat? Really? It says Mike is bankrupt. You're not bankrupt, Mike. I can't verify that. Let me just have a quick look. Maybe I've got some. I did see, unfortunately, one of our streaming brethren got banned the other day and then unbanned. Let me make sure I'm not banned. I don't know. I don't know if you can super chat or not. I haven't disabled it. Why would I do that? That would be stupid. So, I love your guys' super chats. I cannot confirm. I mean, if anyone wants to give me $1 to test it, you can. But I haven't seen any super chats come through or anything like that. And I definitely didn't disable it. So, all good. All good. We'll see how we go. Brett C says, yeah, I'm 90%, early 90% of the time. The question is, are you holding it through that point? KL says, did he pump and dump? Why? What's this? Where's the did he pump and dump question? I assume it's probably not going to be a happy one. Let's have a look here. Did he pump and dump? Why would WSJ do that? Well, look, Diddy is still a very fresh IPO, so it's going to be one of those things. I almost sold my Diddy, but instead added a bunch more at 7.7. Now it's rocket flying. I am lucky, Tom. You are lucky. Lucky. And what I would do is I would say this about the Diddy and all these Chinese stocks and stuff. Look, if you buy, like, let's say here, you're looking at Diddy. Well, this is still an IPO. You guys know I hate this long term, okay? Congrats. I'm glad it's back, and I hope it prints you some money. Let's go to the other ones. So let's just quickly have a look at these Barbers and stuff of the world. So Barbers quickly repriced back to 200, and certainly the fear was there. I mean, we all know that. It hit our bottom trend. If you're going to... The thing with buying the dip is not necessarily a good trading tactic, okay? Buying the dip can be a very good investing tactic. And what I mean by that is if you're, let's say you're just buying it because you fundamentally like it. And by the way, geez, there was a lot of volume there, wasn't there? If you're buying it because you fundamentally love it and you don't think the picture's changed and in 6 months' time you're still going to be holding it, there's nothing wrong with doing that. But to trade it on leverage at these positions can be incredibly risky. And I guess why I always say this to people is because, you can blow your account, you can get into a habit of doing that and potentially not be buying as good a quality stock as you think you are. And then you've got real issues. So good news today is that all these Chinese stocks have come back hard. I mean, you're 72.12 here on JD. It went to 61 and the volume is heavy both ways. Will it hold? I have no idea. Is it my kind of market? Not really. I mean, if I like to hold these investments, then yeah, I mean, cool. That's awesome. But yeah, it's not I don't think it's a great trading market because most people will have lost money, remember, getting obliterated through buying the dip here. And they just remember this point. So just always, it's easy in hindsight. It's hard when you're doing it all the time. So it's because you will eventually get blown up on buying that wrong mineral stock or buying that wrong weird stock that you accidentally thought was excellent. All right, oh, my goodness. Mike, maybe you trolled me. Very good. Thank you very much, man. Bradley Back says cheers. Thank you very much. $5 from Bradley Back. Appreciate your support there. I see what you guys are doing. You're sneaky. Thank you very much, fellas. And ladies, Britsu, $5. Here you go. Thank you very much, Britsu. Appreciate it. And then we got Paul Tiert, $5. I super chat while I'm here, show me the NOK. Okay, we'll have a look at NOK. Let's look at the NOK for you. I assume you mean Nokia and not some currency. The NOK 622, 706. Wow. Is this actually going up on fundamentals, guys? Is this going up on fundamentals? That doesn't look like the traditional Wall Street pumpy dumpy. That actually looks like real fundamentals and real trading going through here. Crazy. Nice. Yeah, looks pretty good because it's doing like a kind of 2 steps forward, 1 step back style. You're following like a daily 20. 622 is obviously a breakout. You can see here up 7% this morning. That's very nice. So thank you very much for the super chats, guys. Appreciate your support. So this is actually pretty good. Next target, 666, the devil. 666 is a good target too. I know it beat that once when it was getting all wild on Wall Street bets, but 666 seems like a very logical kind of target. Maybe even go and have a look at the options and see where the options lines are. You can actually easily do that by using a free resource if you'd like to. You guys obviously interested based on the emails, and I will respond to a whole bunch of emails after the stream today. So if we bring up Yahoo free, this is free, which is good, and we bring in Nokia Corporation. And then we have a look at the nasty calls. No. August 6th, they aren't going to let you have those. Let's have a look here. July 30th. Okay. So we got a lot of calls at $6. So this is clearly a little bit of Wall Street bets probably getting in here. There wouldn't be this much potential squeeze sitting around these levels otherwise. Oh, what do I think? 622 today. A bunch of calls coming in. And you've got volume there that's pretty high that they won't want to let happen. What do you guys reckon? Do you reckon Nokia will be able to hold the Friday session above 6? Or do you think it's going to expire just underneath? That's the heavy strike. You can see the heavy strike here. 12,000 volume. 550, a bunch of puts. So the perfect kind of range for Wall Street to be evil in will be between the 550 and the 6 for expiry, just to make lots of money. What do you think? It's over 6 or not? It's pretty good. I like it. Okay, let's read the rest of them. I fixed the super chats for you, Tom, says Lucian. Yeah. Sarah Jane, New Zealand, $1. Thank you so much, Sarah. Always great to have you here. And then we've got Monica Nakamura, $5. Thank you very much, Monica. Appreciate your support. Diddy and DKNG should merge. No doubt. Diddy and DK should merge. That'd be awesome. All right, let's see what the chat has to say about all that stuff. We've also got Michael. Oh, wait, what have we got here? I've got Michael DH, super chat of $1.99. And I've got Cody GPX just sponsored. Thank you very much, Cody. Appreciate it. Let's have a look over here. So we've got Cody sponsoring for 2 months. And we've also got David G sponsoring for 2 months. And OneUp sponsoring for 2 months. Thank you so much, guys, for joining the community and continuing to be a member here. We've got Michael DH, super chat of $1.99. Hit the like, people. Thank you, man. And then we'll go back over, and we've got one more coming in here from Glenn Bear. I'm not sure if I can pull your message up. Let's have a look here, see if I've got Glenn Bear's. There it is. Glenn Bear, $5. Always appreciate the TA and market insights, Tom. What are your thoughts on BTBT? Is BTBT worth a swing trade if it can reach and hold above 8? We'll check it out in a second. Kevin says, are we looking at a stock with fundamentals? Yeah, that was pretty crazy to see that knock. Knock beat earnings? If it beat earnings, then it can hold above 6. And those lucky calls will actually expire in the money. But yeah, $6 seems to be a bit of a problem there for tomorrow's session. We'll have to see whether the markets can hold up. Let's have a look at this BT Bit Digital company. Wowzers, that is out of nowhere, hey? What a decline. I mean, that thing trend lined all the way down and then just breached hard. Would have been a tough trade. Pure momentum, very hard, that you would never have scaled in well here, I don't think. Do I like it above 8, man? Oh, not really, but I don't know much about the company. It seems like a pumpy dumpy. It's $386 million company, down 2.87 at this stage. Can't tell you exactly why it's gone up that much. I'd have to go and actually know something about this thing. Oh, yeah, these are just pot gambles in my opinion. Look, above 8, is it strong? Well, it closed above 8 here and then opened up all the way at 6. So I don't think there's a swing trade here for my style. But, you know, I'm old, guys. A little bit old in terms of it trading over here. This is just it doesn't float my boat anymore doing this type of stuff. I've been there. I've done that. I've learned to be better than that kind of concept over the long term. I don't mind making, you know, credit every month or an option strategy every month or play that way. It doesn't worry me. I don't need to. If you make 20% in a month and you say, Tom, I kicked your ass this month, you may have. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm happy to make the consistency. So over here, yeah, BTBT, you're looking really for a breach of 933. That to then lead to a lot more strength coming through. So this is probably the level. And if you're thinking about on the 1 hour, where are you going to see some more strength? Potentially also this long leg doji, break either way, close, further momentum coming through on the stock. Other than that, can't tell you much. So the markets are green here today, but only green by a little bit. We did have Facebook earnings come out. Let's have a look around the market because I'm assuming Facebook's going to be one of the worst ones. We'll bring up our screener here. Congratulations again to people in Sava. Great trades, great levels. Also, congrats to Qualcomm, the people that held in there. You're getting partially rewarded today with a 3% update, which is awesome. All right, let's click on the negative side. So negative side, ooh, PayPal. Ooh, no. PayPal down 6%. Square getting smashed for that as well. That's not good. And then we've got Facebook down 3.31. Pretty disappointing, I got to say, on Facebook. I guess that's another buy the rumor, sell the fact type of thing. And, you know, it's pretty common in a lot of these stocks when they run up hard. I mean, they've got to really smash the lights out. And I know I didn't really read their report, but I believe they've kind of said in the future they've got problems with growth or something in the third quarter, which is not the best bit of news coming out from any company. They don't like that type of stuff. Alibaba up 2.7, Baidu up 2.26, back to 170. Still quite cheap if you like those kind of stocks for the longer term. And then we got Zoom 1.71 up. Good work, Zoom, guys. Are you holding Zoom? You know I hate Zoom, but it's still looking good on the charts. Let's go and have a quick look at Zoom. All right. Let's look at it on the daily. Let's just think about this. So what is the Zoom currently telling us on the charts? Rejection, all good. More rejections, good. Above the 20, good. Long leg doji, looks like the Nasdaq really. Closure above today, hopefully an injection of capital that comes through. That would be very sweet. Wouldn't that be sweet? Could you please show us how you have those automatic price levels? Which ones do you mean, T-Finance? Are you talking about the levels I've already got here? It's just because I look at so many stocks. So I've always got, you guys always ask me about the similar kind of ones. Clive Gouveia says BTBT is a Bitcoin miner based in the USA. Yeah, I figured it was probably in some kind of crypto. But again, you're buying then just Bitcoin. I mean, all those are is if Bitcoin runs, you make money. If Bitcoin doesn't run, you get destroyed. That's pretty much the way I kind of think about it. Quickly just scroll back here and make sure I've got everybody up. All right, we have here a sponsor. I'm sorry, it's not a sponsor coming in, but we do have some sponsors. We've got Jeremy James R, $35. Thank you very much, Jeremy. Says, anyone shorting Uber? Question mark. Well, I am not sure. if anyone is shorting Uber, but we will have a look at the Uber charts. I think I've caught back up there. The Chart Junkie as well, been a member for 2 months. I've seen your comments before, Chart Junkie. Welcome again. Thank you very much for your support. Let's have a look at Uber, because you guys know I hate this company. All right. How are we going, Uber? Oh! Sorry if you're an Uber, guys. That's right. Take that, you stupid thing. Why should I laugh at that? I shouldn't. I'm sure someone's in it long and they probably dislike the stream. Sorry, guys. But you know why I kind of laugh about Uber? Because to me, it's always been bad. I've always thought it was bad. I still think it's bad. I'm convinced robot taxis. I'm convinced that this whole fight between all of the different food delivery services is just never ending here. And it's kind of, you think, oh, it's really hard to enter the field and to be successful. I mean, it costs a lot of money and you lose a lot of money, but yeah, I feel like Uber has completely been outshone. And I guess today we're seeing that. Now it might come back and you might think in the future, oh, it's back on track and doing great. But I think the future is very wild here. They're going to need that automatic. They've got government problems. It's just all sorts of things. Look, it's back on support. So this should be the level that it starts to bounce off if you like dip buying. And I tell you what, Teladoc bought like crazy yesterday. I assume that was Kathy purchasing in. I might have a look at her ARC in a second and find out whether it was. But 43.80 here, right back on support. It's nasty stuff in the stock market. And if it gets underneath this zone, then yes, you would expect it to really get obliterated. One of the ways you can probably figure out whether that's going to happen is, again, looking up the options. It's just a quick check. You just go like this and you just check it. And what you'll want to do is you want to go down to, you want to find out where all the calls are so you get a bit of an idea. And then you'll also want to find out where all the puts are. So right now, where's Uber? Where are we? So Uber, $43. We go over to the Yahoo and we have a look at the expiring puts here. So there's going to be a few expiring puts in the money. Not a huge amount, so that's very probable or possible that they'll hold down there. And let's have a look at the puts expiring over the next couple of weeks, if there are a lot of puts there. So probably after today and after we see this kind of market open, I assume puts will start to get opened around that 43 strike, 44 strike, 42 strike, depending on how many get open there. And depending on what time frame they are, we'll kind of either put in a wall, which will be impenetrable for now, and you'll see a bounce or at least consolidation. And a lot of people, somebody asked me today, oh, Tom, like on Bitcoin, what are we seeing in consolidation? Well, a lot of the time the market will drip down here. It will dead cat bounce, it'll come back down. And people don't understand that this price action here, when it's doing this sideways action, is actually often, not only is it resetting indicators, so resetting all the short indicators and letting them get back up, like RSI and stochastic and MACD and stuff. What it also does is it lets the puts expire, okay? And this happens a lot in currency trading. Sometimes there's giant puts at a level, and you'll see the currency do this, and then suddenly get blasted through. And what will be happening is the put will literally be expiring, and as soon as that thing expires, bang, down goes the dynamite. Anyone in the room that can verify that type of stuff, let us know right now, because, I can verify it, but if anyone's traded that way before, you'll know exactly the way it kind of goes through. So Uber, yeah, it's getting smashed. We got Yas B coming in with $2 Canadian. Tom, can you please check out AG with silver pumping? Sure, man. We'll check out First Majestic. Oh, First Majestic is relatively cheap, I believe, actually. So when it got over here, that's when it was ridiculous. I remember that very well. That was awesome. But First Majestic, so back to December. I just want to check this. So December 19, August 20, and then December 20. So let me just check silver's price for a second. December. Okay. Oh, I don't need to check there. What am I in? August, July, October, November. I don't know why I was over there for a second. December. Okay, so it's about fairly priced again. It was actually completely overpriced. It still had a lot of Wall Street Bet holding in it. So the thing with First Majestic is everyone in Wall Street Bets bought it over here, and Wall Street Silver and stuff, and they were buying hard over here. And when that happened, it actually was trading too far above the silver book. I think this is much fairer. And if you're thinking about this stock, I mean, you can see where the wall's going to be around $15. So it looks okay on the daily. Let's actually go down to the 2 hour here. Yeah, it's nice. It's decent little movements up here. It's going to trade in line with silver and gold. So I don't even really trade these types of stocks based on looking at the stock. I wouldn't even bother. I know what it is. It's a silver-based stock. It's going to trade off silver spot. Go look at silver spot. Go look at gold spot. Do your analysis on the dollar index. I don't think it's almost not valid. You would just look at DXY, you'd look at gold, and you'd look at silver. And then, of course, if this is coming down to a fair value, you kind of do what I like to do sometimes is work out the value of silver at other points in time, and make sure the stock is either undervalued or overvalued to that, or fairly valued. And if it moves in good relation, which you can do as well, you can put a comparison chart on. Hey, why not? It's good stuff. So yes, it is doing the right things. Watch out for $15. We've got $6.90 coming in from Alec Deffenbach. Deffenbach? CPV, please, mate. Sure can. Thank you very much for the donation there, CPV. Ooh, it's pretty far down. It is pretty far down. I mean, if you're shorting it, cool. It still looks short. If you're looking for longs, you've got to wait for this thing to come back through much harder. We're about 21 minutes off the market open, guys. I know that you want me to show you a few stocks that we're looking at right now and everything, and we will hopefully be able to do that very, very soon. 20 moving average, 50 moving average has been the kind of pinpoint main high area. Oh, I don't feel good about this stock. I want it to structure a base. I want it to get past the 50. Probably there is where it needs to get to for me to even start thinking it's on the recovery track. About 34 cents. Unfortunately, Alec, it's just really sick. And it doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon. This is only worth $56 million as well. Mr. Murray joining as a new member. Thank you so much, Mr. Murray. Let's give him a clap. Thank you very much to all the members coming through today. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very, very much. Then we've got Blue Maserati. I like Maseratis. They're very good. Tom, appreciate all you do. No worries, man. Can you check out you? I see close above EMA's looking bull. Earnings report on the 8th, the 10th. Okay, let's have a look here. I always have to figure out whether it's American or Australian. So in this case, I guess it would be 10th of August American. So 10th of August. Let's have a look at you. Unity Software. Now, where was that? I thought I saw some gamma or something on this the other day. I'll have to check that out for you, and maybe I'll come back tomorrow. Still looks good. This we talked about the other day, I believe. And we talked about the lightning bolt concept. And you know what, man? That was sweet yesterday. You got above. This is the right type of thing. I know it's weakness here in the early morning, 0.69. But this is a good level of support. Where's it coming back down to? So 108 currently, which is not down much. Great work yesterday. Wow, 8% out of it. Earnings is 10th. See, I could see this kind of getting towards here and then kind of consolidating before earnings. Remember, earnings, usually a market will go towards a critical resistance or a critical support before earnings. If it does break out, yes, that can mean loose lips, but it can also mean that it can also be a false breakout like we've seen a few times recently. So you've got to be a bit careful there. Sava was not. Sava was a great breakout. And it's definitely probably loose lips coming into the event. It sounds like it's even looser this morning before they even give earnings. But yeah, very, very sweet. Trough, peak, higher trough, higher peak, 113 target. After 113, you breach through, well, it's really getting strong into the earnings. And I would say that the stronger it ramps into earnings, let's say it was at like 130 before earnings, unlikely, but let's just say it was, I'd be getting a bit concerned. Because remember, if a market comes in with an 8 out of 10 enthusiasm score, it's very unlikely to be able to live up to that expectation. If a market's been kind of sitting around for a while, barely breaks high, and then comes out. Well, it hasn't moved that much into it. So if it does get a good score, it might only have a 6 or a 5 out of 10 expectation. So yes, Unity still looking good there, Blue Maserati. Thank you very much for the support of the channel. Up Down says, I trade for Forex firms. Where are you, Up Down? Do you have a comment to make about that? Where are you, man? I want to see what you say. Come back to me, Up Down. I'm trying to go through this chat. I can't see it all. Mike, $5. Cheers. Looks like YouTube fixed it. I am not bankrupt. Yay. That's great, Mike. You've got your money back. And Tom Gordon coming in with $5 as well says, thanks, Tom. No worries, man. No worries, guys. I'm just trying to get all of these super chats. You guys have been very... I know I'm a bit behind here. I've got Nana, $5. Hey, Tom, can you have a look at the Hang Seng index? Sure. That should have been a little bit better today, hey? Oh, wow. You know, you look at these in... Oh, wow, you know, that was getting cheap. Jeez, the Chinese market's cheap. 2011 prices, guys. All of these Asian markets are cheap right now in comparison to where they have been. Obviously, geopolitical tensions and other things being the big problem. Let's go down to the daily. So look, this is a great bounce, and this is very strong price momentum. And you can see the 2700 problem area, and that probably is my target. Like, you're basically looking at here... think about it kind of like last year in March. Some companies, like oil companies, banks initially, cruise liners, other things like that, what they did was they crashed, and you get an epic looking bounce. And this is where the dead cat bounce kind of scenario happens. And then all of a sudden it actually isn't as good as you think it was, and it comes back down. I don't like falling into this volatile time. And that's because I've seen it happen too much. Let's go have a look at the crypto market and think about this. So you get that epic collapse followed by a rally that looks like, woohoo, it's so good. And everyone buys back in. And then you get a degradation, which creates an accumulation structure. I feel like the Hang Seng Index in some ways, and so even the Chinese market in stocks in some ways, are very much like that. Now, I know for a fact there is a huge amount of calls and a huge amount of options on Baba and others around $200. So it's going to be that they're long dated though, much further out. So we'll see what that does. But even like Bitcoin over here, where it crashed and then went back up, I think that's my main problem with the Hang Seng. So I think it's strong, and it could actually rally for another day and a half, 2 days, and hit back up at that level. Yeah, but just scroll back there, and that would be what I was looking at. No, that's the area I would be looking at. Mr. Murray, thank you very much again. We've done Alec, we've done Nana, we've done Mike. Thank you very much. Tom as well. Michael DH. Baidu, please. Weekly chart. All right, we'll do that one. So Hang Seng back to that resistance would be the go. Oh, daily looks pretty good on Baidu. Again, problems going to be around that 176, which actually it's a bit weaker than you'd expect here. Should already be back up at there. Weekly chart does look solid if it did close like this. I mean, what you're looking at probably is the bullish hammer. It hasn't closed, so just remember you don't necessarily have a bullish hammer here. Price, though, did almost come down to an exceptional low period. So this is 149. You know, for a company like this, you're talking a 2011 price. 2000. I mean, imagine if you said you could buy Google at 2011 prices again. You could buy Google at 2011 prices again. How phenomenal would that be? And that's just how deep potentially the profit could be in these Chinese stocks. But they are not without their own risks, as we've talked about and as we've seen happen recently. Weekly looks good from that stage. You might be drawing some kind of trend line through these lows as well. And I think this is another problem for Baidu. Like Baba, you had trend lines that were very steep that kind of went over a long period of time. It was holding those. It closed below. and rallies could go back in here and then be met by heavy selling demand. So this could be just a dead cat bounce. In fact, I would like the community to tell me, is it a dead cat bounce on the Chinese stocks? What do you guys think? Yes, no, what are you thinking? I don't think I like the setup for the chat, by the way. I can't see you guys chatting enough. Lucian, SEK, $20. And if I miss highlighting your name, I'm sorry about that. But I will always read your stuff. Learning a lot from you, Tom. SEK 20. Thank you very much, Lucian. Glad you guys are improving your ideas. Now, I missed that. Whoa. I don't know how much that is, but it's yellow. Wowzers, guys. ZAR. 140 ZARs. From Jeremy James with a super sticker. Thank you very much, Jeremy. Maybe, Dave, if you can work that out, we might have to give you a clap. I'll give you a clap anyway because it's yellow. And yellow always means $10 at least. So thank you so much, Jeremy, for the super sticker. Appreciate the support. I really want to know if there was any house guys in here that were talking about their experiences. And I'm not sure if I've got them. John Week says, I've got Lucian here. And there's Michael DH. Here's a good one from Francis Egan. So he says, Chinese stocks are a 10-year hold for you. And then he says, maybe longer. I think you've got a good plan. Gotham Bag says, Uber Eats is horrible. Uninstalled months ago. Their support is frustrating to deal with. Yes. And Chart Junkie, no worries, man. Big shout out to you as well. Thank you very much. I've got to get some more people on the show. Maybe I'll do some collabing in the future. Would you guys like that if I collab with a few other YouTubers? I might get some of the Australian guys on. They're a bit smaller than us. Give them a shout out. I don't know them, but might as well. If I like their work, I might go on the weekend, have a bit of a watch over a few of them and invite them on, have a chat. Mohammed Al-Masari, AED, $25. We will have a look at TDOC before this as well. TDOC, what a recovery dip. For people that believe in the TDOC, you got some sweet price yesterday. Now, let's check and see on, not macro trends. Why am I in macro trends? This is a good website. This is a pretty good website. Oh, this is a good website. Yeah, guys. Use this when you want to figure out easy levels. Now, we actually did this with Teladoc the other day. Let's bring Teladoc in. Oh, I don't want to compare Teladoc. 1 second. TDOC. $12.98 from the Tsar. Thank you very much. The super stickers do know. Now, why I wanted to show this website, and it's not because of any of this stuff. Where are we? I always like freebies for you guys. There we go. So if we get our price ratios here, what you sometimes will want to do is if you put TDOC in here and you actually get the, price to sales ratio. There we go. And you have a look at this over time. I think that one of the easiest ways to figure out just basic fundamentals on these hyper stocks in some ways is just PS ratios, hey? It's super simple, it's super basic, and you can use that with your technical levels. Now, we talked about TDOC being valued way too highly over at this point. You know, when it was 20 PS ratio, that was too high. It also crashed during the 18 when it was at 14.5. So you've got to think that basically anything over about 15 for TDOC is maybe getting into the upper echelons of its valuation. Now, if you think about where it got to the other day, it was under 10. So it was like 11, 10, maybe even less yesterday. So very, very, very weak PS ratios. And that's part of the reason why I think it's kind of like a deep value hyper stock, but it's not much of a necessarily trade. I love the weekly close if it did happen like this. The rally yesterday was surreal. I'm sure Kathy Wood had a big part of this. She would have been going crazy. 13% switch on TDOC during the day. That was crazy. Now we'll do Muhammad's one. Muhammad Al-Masari, AED, $25. Hi, Tom. Opinion on oil. I know you said you're done. That is true, man. I did say that. That's all right. We come back sometimes. But it's been showing some nice recovery and coiling action and has broken out today. You are absolutely correct, Muhammad. And this is the day that you would look at oil. So, yes, I liked oil for a long time. Long-time viewers of the channel, subscribe if you haven't already, would know that I was very, very heavy on oil. I love the oil all the way to 70, 76, whatever the hell that high was previously. Yes, I took it a little bit earlier. Now, do I like oil here? This is the correct type of breakout that you should be looking for. So the other day we had a great oil trade here. We looked at the long leg doji, saw the momentum to this level, very, very strong. And then it has consolidated. So you're correct. Let's have a look on the smaller time frames. So go to 8 hour. Yeah, so this is definitely broken out. So what you'll notice, it's probably a bit too close to call here. But once you see that one like it did, and it's pretty much at that price, this is the correct type of pattern that you want to see for further rally. Now, rally price would be somewhere around $75 for oil at this point, if it was to continue rallying. You are correct. It is a good breakout of consolidation. I guess I was probably leaning to the short side, but again, I believe my opinions at the door. This ultimately is technical analysis, and why the hell should I care about what direction it's going? Oh, it looks pretty good, man, towards the 75. I mean, from a technical perspective, yes, it's broken out. Series of higher lows. As long as higher lows continue to maintain, so that's a higher low over here, a higher low here, a higher low here, a higher low here. What's that telling us about momentum? Momentum is strong. Buyers are there. Wall Street is scaling in, and that's what we want. All these higher lows are just showing a scale, really. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 1 step back scares everyone, gets all the shorters in, traps them, and then they scale more orders in. That's what you're seeing in the price. Understand that it is Wall Street pricing in and pricing out, or at least some big trader doing that kind of action. Got 6 minutes here till the market opens, so we'll keep going. JT Raj, $2. DKNG, decision made, I guess. Thoughts, please. Oh, DKNG so hard because I know how many options are sitting at the 50. Yeah, so 51. Definitely decision made from a technical perspective. So there's a lot of options sitting right on, I think, $50 expiry for Friday. Okay, so there's quite a lot sitting right here of calls. To verify that, we can have a quick verification session. Let's have a look. I think they're there. DKNG, July, 50, 13,000 calls sitting there. So quite a lot sitting at the 50. Might be one where they don't win. When you look at the actual chart itself, yes, there's a classic decision made. And even if, okay, this is what I think could happen. And I'm not going to soothsay completely here. But let's say we get like a 51.50 today. Okay, so we might buy today. Let's say we Friday sell off, I reckon. And you know why? Debt ceiling discussions, rubbish, end of the earnings week, profit taking after earnings, options expiry, all sorts of weird things could be going on. So we've got a series of lower highs, absolutely exceptional stuff going on there. And we have closed above. The daily's done it. So what if we did this? Expire and then rally. I like DKNG on this chart. I definitely do like it. Lots of long leg doji followed by decision made. But I wonder if the sneaky games will play. And we've got DKNG. We're bringing it up here to the speculatives. We're going to check this one out on the Friday, JT Raj. You're right. The technical is there, man. And yes, that was if you were looking at yesterday, you would have been celebrating above the 50. Mark Hayward has said, is AMC finished or on another run? I know we're 4 minutes away from the market here. Big Dipper, also a Australian stock. Got to give it a shout out. Rio up pre-market after announcing a 561 div. Yeah, the iron ore company is doing very, very well. So is AMC finished? AMC's taken a sleeper hit. And where's GME? Okay, GME's definitely diving. Oh, I don't think I'm ever going to discount AMC or GME from being able to be re-pumped in the community. I feel like these two especially, they have like a lot of elasticity in terms of people will always have the ability to buy into them and believe in it and chuck some real money behind it. It's kind of like, it's like cryptocurrency of stocks. I mean, maybe that's the way I'd put it. There's the pumpy and the dumpy, but the pumps are more sustained and the hodlers are there. So as long as there's lots of short selling on these stocks, yes, I do think they'll still rally. I personally don't have any interest in them at this stage from a technical perspective. But we'll come back When it's time, we'll come back. We've got the Jeremy James super sticker. We have Mike for yesterday's TA. No worries, Mike. $5. Thank you so much for that. And SW says impact of options on DKNG. Well, technically the impact would be, usually the impact, I guess, on DKNG, it's a fairly shorted stock, yeah? So it could be positive. Any of these ones that have short interest on them, the idea of a call being opened is generally that call will be filled. So someone will hedge that call off. Now, if they're hedging that call off, they could potentially be buying the stock and hedging it and doing all sorts of things. So just remember, the way that they're hedging it, it does cause a squeeze that causes that injection of price initially. It's whether on the expiry they want to actually pay it out or not is the question you're asking yourself. So I always see it as wherever there's a huge amount of strikes, if they're above a price will potentially gravitate there and then it will expire worthless. So a good example of that would be AMD. AMD is 96.50. Yesterday it got to 98. If you look at AMD on the options for Friday, I would find it incredibly hard to see it go above 100 and even above 98 actually. And the reason why is because how many options are here. There's just too many, guys. Look at these options. There's too much cheese to be stolen. And when you've got a lot of cheese, you might as well steal it. See the 98 strike? See the 100? Retail. These are big numbers as well. These are up huge from yesterday. So retailers are all over this. Yeah, the July 30s. Wowzers. Look at that. Nasty, nasty business. So I would find it hard pressed to think that AMD will be above 98 by the Friday close. We'll check it out. We'll keep going. We'll show. A lot of December $100 calls on AMC. Will this make a difference? Not really. AMC hodlers be hodling. That's right. And then market open. Yeah, we've got to strike down. I'll catch up on any missed super chats soon. So US 500 is poised to be pretty good here in the session, you would think, or at least to try to open up. We've got Tesla coming in. We'll just have a quick look there. I'm disinterested in this at the moment. It's stuck in the range, and we'll just keep looking at it. Square's down a little bit off the movement from the other one, PayPal. And let's just quickly look at some of these stocks. So I want to watch that one, and I guess we'll leave AMD up. So here we go, guys. Market open in 10 seconds. Stocks that I'm still looking at. I've still got the Qualcomm and the old Zooms. Boring, I know, but you know, I saw them on the chart. Why not? And here we go. Very nice. Congratulations for making it through to Thursday, everybody. If you enjoy the stream, please remember to subscribe. Hit that like button. It does help me out. And I'm always looking for improvements to the stream as well. So I'll look to improve it quite a lot over the next coming weeks. There's some big plans here. And hopefully I can get some guests on. We'll have Tyrone on, I believe, tomorrow night as well. He'll be joining us for a bit of session. So what have we got happening? I would expect Square to get a little bit of a pummeling after that PayPal movement. 97.12 for AMD. Let's just quickly watch PayPal here for a second. PayPal down 4.89. Facebook 3.1 down. Uber down 4.44 on the support. Snap coming down a little bit. A lot of strikes at 75 on Snap for calls for Friday. And the reason why I'm thinking Friday is going to be bad, I'm just getting a request in here. Reason why I think Friday could be bad here, or even today, is because there's just too many calls right around strikes. So they're right on the strikes. Congrats to Qualcomm holders as well. 147. That's excellent. Very happy for that. Yep. Look at all these hyper stocks coming down here a little bit. Teladoc down 1.33 early. That's pushing the Nasdaq. Nasdaq must be flat as a tack. Yep. 0.05. Okay. Let's bring it up. Ooh. I would have never thought Qualcomm would be number one. Qualcomm number one. Yeah. And then the crappy Zoom. All right. That's nice to see. Bad PayPal. Facebook, 2.7, recovering somewhat. Square getting belted a little bit more. I would expect Square to go down more if PayPal continues to slump. They will move in some unity there. Zscaler, Nvidia, CrowdStrike, all down slightly. Let's go to the speculation list. Nokia up 5.77 to 615. Talked about the options there. The perfect level would be to close underneath 6 for Wall Street. So we'll see whether they, on Friday's session, between 550 and 6, it'd be like this. It'd be like literally just, if you could explode, if you had like thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in briefcases on one side, hundreds of thousands of dollars in briefcases on one side, and you could incinerate them all at once, then that's what they're doing. Except they're collecting them. All the hundreds of thousands are coming into their pockets if they manage to pull that one off. So there's the percentage changes here into the market open. AMC down 1.83%. If you guys enjoy the options discussion, we'll keep doing that. Pretty hard, actually, in 1 hour. People saying, snow, 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 snow. Yeah, where's my snow? 1.71. It's a good one as well. You know, I'm loving the snow. You guys know I love the snow. I unfortunately love the square. And then I'm liking, at the moment, I'm still liking the stupid zoom. Oh, stupid zoom, 2.63. Get to 400, you thing. And then I'm out because I hate that stock. This would be a great closure here for snow if it got above. Lots of consolidation here, coiling. Wouldn't it be sweet if it got above? Nice closure, maybe even above 274. Lets us move towards 300. This is one of the only IPOs that I have dabbled in at these levels. One of the only ones. All right, let's get back to making sure I've got all these super chats here. A few subscribers coming through. Thank you very much. Muhammad was correct on oil. JT Raj talking about DKNG. Mike, thank you very much again. Eka Aurora. Ooh, $2. TA on X. United Steel, isn't it? Yeah, that's a steel company. We did this some time ago. XXX. Does it look good? I know what you're looking at. I like it. I actually quite like, even if you got the closure on it yesterday, which I assume you probably would have. I know you, Eka. I know what you're doing now. I see your style through the super chats that you've been giving us. So yeah, I really like the 2 rejections here. You've got, is this an earnings day? So that's going to be your risk. But I like that closure. So yeah, if you took that in the close of the session, I wouldn't blame you. And even though it hasn't technically broken a new high, because of your double rejections, because of the moving averages, and at this point you have very clear stop loss levels as well, which I think you're doing. I think you're taking positions with really tight SLs, which is good. So yeah, above 25, you would know that after this point, you've got some pretty serious movement in this steel, and that could go back up. And there's a few steel companies in Australia that have announced pretty well. If we go to BSL for a second here, look at the BSL. This is an Australian steel company, and they had to, I think they came out with a pre-warning or something. Nice movement here. Very cool accumulation, higher lows ascending. So yeah, there's always, the steel companies are still doing very, very well. Someone mentioned Rio before as well. One of my favorite iron ore plays. Very nice closure above resistance. All the minerals look pretty okay. And then we had another one coming in from Joseph de Sousa. $4.99. Thoughts on OCUL? I haven't looked at OCUL in a while. Therapeutics company. That's probably why I haven't looked at it in one time. Looks pretty sick, but you do have a sweet trend line on the way down. Now, I don't really tend to use these, but you know, it worked on Barber the other day, didn't it? If you're looking at when things improve and it's no longer, you know, disgusting, I would kind of have those types of channels or, you know, trend lines set in place. I like the long leg doji here. I would have preferred it gets a close above. So what I'd be looking for here, man, is a closure above this wick. And once you get that, what you've told the market is it's got indecision. I'd like to see increased volume here as well. Decision, and then a decision made above. Because remember, it didn't make a decision because it didn't get above. So it hasn't given us the sign yet, but if it does get above there again, you would think it's going towards here. And once it gets past $13 on the bull side, very strong. If you're looking at shorts, $13 short. That would be the idea. Maybe I should ask when people give me the super chats which way they're going. Nokia, still going well. That's good. And then we've got Ulrich Nielsen, SCCO, finally. Yes, I've still got that one here, man. Still got a few actually good ones that we've had super chats for. So SCCO was a good one. Yep, I agree with you totally. 2.15, want to see this thing hold. Very nice consolidation pattern. It's one of your best, Ulrich, in terms of technical analysis. I like it. From a TA perspective, earnings is now over, which is good, and it has broken up above. It's still got little issues here, but you've got so much great technical support for it. You've got the 50, you've got the 200, you've got the 20, and of course you've got previous resistances. Good luck on that one, sir. And then we've got SRRK. Oh, very nice. This was one that was brought to our attention the other day. Great bounces here off the 20 and the 50. Good follow through. Decent. BMY, that was another one that was bought up. Great closure above. A little bit of a pullback to the 20. Should never freak you out, that pullback. Not enough. And you're being rewarded with a couple of dollars here right now on BMY. Decent trading as well. Obviously not the hyperstock style, but decent trading. Across the board, everything looks pretty good. Very happy with Zoom. I'd like to see it go to a 5% day. Thank you very much, Zoom. Give me $400. Thank you. AMD at the tippity top. $100 is the problem for Friday. So 98,100. Let's see what happens on Friday. I'm going to be very interested to see whether Wall Street will push this one under. So the big calls are sitting at $100 and $98. So we will come back on Friday's stream, which is tomorrow. Join us. Make sure you join us. And let's see how nasty Wall Street deal with those options. Will they let them be in the money? Will they trap people into more bought calls so that they can steal even more money from them? That would be the ultimate. That's the way I'd do it. I got a question here from Big Dipper. He says, you might want to add a YouTube personality, someone called the Stocks channel. I don't know who that is. Here's a nice compliment to your program. Cool. I'll check him out. I don't know who it is, but yes. Let's have a look at Sava. Oh, what happened there? Was there a bad announcement instead of a good one? Wowzers. Straight back down to the support. So it did open at 145. What happened, guys? Obviously an announcement. Nasty healthcare. Wouldn't be surprised for it to recover that. Wouldn't have taken out conservative stops, which would be under here. But yeah, 145. Actually, let me take the distance. Oh. I see what they did. Yeah, that was our profit target. So remember, when you've got profit target, sometimes it pays to take a little early. In fact, my rule is 80% of what I expect. However, that is brutalization. So I assume whatever the announcement was has turned out bad. Nasty. What you don't want for Sava is under 114 close. That would be very, very bad for it. Neo up 2.34. Chinese stocks still looking pretty okay, but definitely weaker. Baba under 200. I think these are problem areas for them. This is the area where I would think shorters come back in. And all hail the Qualcomm. Go Qualcomm. Come on, you good thing. You've been behind by so much. People been grumbling with me on Qualcomm. In fact, some people said it sucked. It doesn't suck. It just takes a long time for the boomer stock to move. You know, it's a 20-year-old company. It's like at least how far we've been following it in history stats. Absolutely, Monica. No worries. Why would I not keep Ty? He's the man. Ty and I done it all over. Got Lita that said AMD 100. Yes. I might go play with that stat very, very soon. Old AMD to 100. I like it. Well, I think that's actually a perfect time actually for me to end the old stream here, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. FX Evolution. Look at SE up 4.5%. I do love me some SE. 255 the other day now, 288. I'm not buying no more, Kev. No more just yet, okay? Maybe in the future. $11 a.m. info on Sava. Well, obviously something is coming out on Sava earlier if it's moving like this. Literus says, please fix the chat. What's that mean, man? Johan? Britzy says, good stream. No worries, man. PK Southern says, I sold Qualcomm because I didn't have the patience. You got to know that the stock sucks, man. So it takes a long time, hey? It sucks. If you're buying like a hyperstonk, you can expect a 6%, 7% move. That's just the reality. But if you're buying a boring thing like this, you've just got to ask yourself whether... I'll leave you with this, guys. I mean, you got to ask yourself the question, has anything changed? You know, I liked it here. 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 It still held a very convincing story. The 50, higher lows. Okay, yeah, it wasn't breaking out. Yes, we had to hold it till earnings. But I'll show you one stat, and I shared it with the private community today. Let me bring this up. And I like stats when I get technical. It's all about actionable data. You know, I'll be doing some mentoring soon if you're interested in group mentoring. And I'll be talking about this type of stuff. But it's about bringing together the idea of actionable data with other things. So let's say you had this actionable data. Let's just say you knew about this. So does Qualcomm have seasonality? It does. You can go through. Is every year the best? No. And this is, again, why we have the 4 circles, guys. We've got the 4 circles. We've got the data. We've got the fundos, the fundy. We have the government or the Fed or whatever you want to know. And we need to have all of these working together. And ultimately, we have the TA. Now, if I knew that this month was going to be good for Qualcomm and that Qualcomm is going to consistently beat the market by a certain high percentage over a period. Now, am I going to buy Qualcomm just because this stat says so? Hell no, this stat sucks. It's only a little bit extra. So I might say, ooh, 10% extra. Then if I go and see a Qualcomm chart like this, and I come in and see it and I go, damn, that looks like a beautiful channel. It's got a beautiful resistance. It's consolidating. And I know these stats apply and looks really bullish. Am I going to feel better about it? Yes, I will. And that's the type of way that I usually look at trading. If I can bring aside great statistics and I can bring into that a whole bunch of other things. So good statistics, good seasonals, good technicals, decent fundamentals, and an understanding that the market ultimately is not going to crash or ultimately it was just a corrective by the dip style period, then why not bring it all together? It's about making sense. I told you that I've been doing some technical stuff on a whole bunch of different software, and I can tell you this software is incredibly confusing. Incredibly confusing. Most of the stuff I do here sounds simple. Just like I told you the other day about the monopoly and the, making sure you buy the properties after the jail and before the go to jail. Because it statistically is going to make you more sense. It's super simple concept. You're going to win a lot more, but it's in plain sight. It's easy, but you've got to cut through the crap. And that's mostly what trading is. Investing, trading, whatever you do in life, it's about understanding the system. I would say here in Australia, what's the best investment in Australia? Is it stock? It's not. It's actually not. The best investment in Australia is housing. And why? Because it's big margin. It's big margin with a lot more security. Nvidia almost 198 now, says Kevin. 200 has a lot of strikes on it. We'll have a quick look at that. Look at that, Kevin. I'm convinced Friday is going to be a bad session. I'm convinced Friday is going to be a bad session. There's too many of these options too close. Where are you? 200. Oh, it's actually a lot less than you'd think. 200 expiry, only 1,000 units. Wait, open interest? What's open interest? Oh, open interest. Yeah, it's decent. Not a huge amount. AMD's the one that has it all on there. All right, guys, I better go do something I need to do right now. Thank you very, very much for sticking with us. Let's just see what people have here about chat. How do I fix the chat? See you, Gotham Bags. Tom, you never give Vale any love. What's up with that? I give Vale love. Vale was a good buy last year. It was better than Rio and BHP when it was getting hit up. But, you know, that's like saying I'm being un-Australian for giving Vale love. This is a competitor, guys. I don't want Vale to win. I want Rio and BHP to win. That's me. I'll fly my patriotic flag out the front, guys. I'll say, no, Rio and BHP must be the winners, not Vale. If you don't know, Vale is like iron ore kind of against the... I guess you would say it's against BHP and Rio. The chat is at the bottom. I can't see it. Oh, so you're saying this thing goes over. So you're saying my comment thing goes over the top of the other ones. I'll fix that for you guys. Truly Messiah says, you're right, Tom. Friday will not be a VIX crush day. Yeah, and I'm smelling some VIX increases on Friday. $100 AMD. Apple maybe goes crazy. Maybe gets that. They've got 3,600 Amazon. Obviously today earnings for the big Amazon. Where are we? Pinterest, Amazon, Twilio here. Yeah, it's going to be a really interesting Friday session. Make sure to join us, guys. And we have got one more super chat to finish up here. We've got DKK $20, RHT, Neo. Look at weekly. How far can it go? Okay. I'll do this for you, Ulrich. RHT weekly. Wowzers. 45. Hey, this is that one you've been talking about. Cool, bud. It opened up strong for you. How far can it go? Best you can hope for here. Well, obviously it's about like a 150, yeah? $2. It can go pretty far. But I would use this as a scaling opportunity, man. I would scale certain orders. So, I mean, arguably there'd be a scale here. There'd be a scale just on that next peak. And then you'd probably leave the next third on for glory. To maybe like a $2 or $1.50. Another scale option would be go like scale there, scale here, and scale at the tour. And what was the other one? NEO. Neogenemics. Decent looking position on the weekly. Certainly going stronger. 52.50 would be the target after 47.50. You would think if it breaks here, it would smash 47.50 and go 52.50. That would be the more likely technical to occur. Lightning bolt is potential as well here. Trough, peak, higher trough, higher peak, breaking through a double resistance, 46 closure plus. I wouldn't worry too much about that point then, and I'd be looking for a trigger into 52.50. Thank you very much. And then we've got Misael Ariendo. Oh, Arredondo, sorry, man. 19.99. I'll give you a massive clap there, man. Thank you so much. Been binge watching your videos lately. All right, let me put this up. Damn, dude. Thank you very much for this. Give them a clap, guys. Anyone that's still around. Been binge watching your videos lately. I like your perspective. I'm not asking for educational... Well, I am asking for educational advice, but what are your thoughts on buying leaps on SPY 2 years out call options? They're pretty spendy, but super low break-evens. Yeah, that's pretty far out. And they're pretty expensive. Just thinking, how many situations are you going to be successful in? I might go and have a quick look at that. You going to be around tomorrow, Miss Sale? I'll write it down. I have to go. I don't want to give you any advice because obviously I can't do that. I'm just thinking whether 2 years even makes sense at this stage. I haven't looked at the premium. So I need to look. Otherwise, I'd just be saying... I'd usually say no to 2 year call option styles. I think it's too far. But a lot of the big guys do use big ones. It's a pretty big game. And it's pretty... I don't usually think that it's worth it. I like with... Mostly my options is kind of usually crediting. Creating credits and stuff. So yeah, I'll write this down, man. I'll have a look at the leaps and I'll come back tomorrow and I'll test it for you, okay? So I will literally put that in a message to Dave. He's one of the mods here and he can remind me to do it if that's all right. So Masale. And then Arredondo wants to do 2 year calls. 2 year leaps. Okay, man. I'll check it out for you. I need to look at that more. And then we've got Derek 4 with Million Zeros 4. Thank you for coming in late here with that super chat, man. $2. Henry come out. Tesla is up, up, up. Yes, Tesla 660 up 2.1%. Be nice if it does get a closure bullish here. I have a feeling that we're going to see decent day today, and then Friday is going to be a down one. I don't think. Oh, yes, that's right. Stupid Zoom, get up. Finish it off for me so I can be done with it by Friday. I'm out of this thing. All right, guys. Goodbye. Catch you later. And don't worry, the $20 is not lost. I am messaging the guy now, and he will remind me to do it before the stream tomorrow. If you could, Dave. Thank you very much. Is that all right, man? Francis Egan says SPY calls were a play a while ago, but not now. Yeah. Yeah, long dated SPY calls, generally not the way I would do it. Not the way I would do it. But I just need to see the price. Without seeing the price, I can't tell how damn expensive it is. Congrats to PayPal Shorts. Puts up 400% this morning. Well done, Reese. Oh, come on, Zoom. Finally. Stupid thing. I don't need much more. All right. Ciao, everybody. Thanks so much. PCC shouldn't be looked at, Joshua, during the day, man. Just so you know. It'll give you false readings. You have to look at it after the close. Thanks, Dave. Yep, you've got it. Okay. Awesome, guys. We'll catch you tomorrow. Good luck. Well done to all the holders. You're finally being rewarded with your stupid hodling of these trash stocks. But be careful for the